Now making his entrance to the ring, welcome the challenger, Andy Destroyer RUIZ Jr.
Golden ticket time in this most unpredictable and compelling of sports for the big character, Mr. Nice Guy, Andy Ruiz Jr. He badgered Eddie Hearn once Jarrell Miller's dangerous stupidity had been exposed, begging, driving for this chance. Can the Mexican-American family man who dines out on his chubby status, but who has quick fists, admirable fighting qualities, and a long and impressive amateur and professional record, somehow become Mexico's first ever world heavyweight champion? Or will the dream turn into a nightmare, as the bookies are predicting?
Well, nobody's given Ruiz a big chance, but he has shown he's a quality heavyweight in his career. Just the one loss by split decision in a world title fight to Joseph Parker. He's fought and beaten some very good fighters. Do not judge this guy by his rotund figure.
An unbelievable noise, expectation, and after 5.5 perfect professional years, following on from that Olympic gold on home soil, the next chapter begins in the heart of Manhattan as one of Britain's biggest sporting superstars aims to conquer America and become a global icon. The path so many great heavyweights before him have trod, and the welcome that he will get will be like he's back home. Phenomenal fan support. They've traveled.
And now making his entrance to the ring,
And they want him.
the defending world champion, AJ Anthony Joshua.
And here he comes on ring walk number 23. Anthony Joshua has lit up New York's vibrant scene with his charm and personality. But the market here stateside demands much more, especially in this buoyant heavyweight division. Tyson Fury got a head start at the back of 2018. Deontay Wilder sent shockwaves across the Brooklyn Bridge a fortnight ago. What first impression will AJ make in this fabled arena, which is packed to the rafters and surging with pre-fight electricity?
At ringside, the three judges scoring, should this fight go the distance, Michael Alexander, Julie Lederman, and Pasquale Procopio. And inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, World Championship veteran, Michael Griffin. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the officials are at ringside and they are ready. The fighters are in their corners and they are ready. So for the thousands in attendance here at the sold-out Madison Square Garden, New York City, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, Fighting out of the red corner with his trainer Manny Robles. He's wearing white with gold and stands 6 feet 2, officially weighing in at 268 pounds. His professional record, an excellent one. 32 victories, 21 wins by knockout. He has only one defeat, and that was a split decision loss. From Imperial, California, and fighting for his Mexican heritage, de los Toros Mexicanos, the former undefeated NABF heavyweight champion, the challenger, Andy Destroyer RUIZ Jr. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner with his trainer Rob McCracken, wearing white with black, standing 6 feet 6 and weighing in officially at 247.8 pounds. Since capturing Olympic gold, he now has a perfect professional record. 22 fights, 22 victories, 21 wins by knockout. From London, England, the heavyweight fighting pride of the United Kingdom, the reigning, defending, undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, AJ Anthony Joshua.
Joshua has taken his time. Andy Ruiz Jr. has been in the ring about 15 minutes, reminiscent a little bit of when Kevin Kelly was waiting for Nassim Hamed, and that fight turned into a fire fest, a 7 knockdown thriller back in December '97. What will this bring?
Receive my instructions in the dressing room. Obey my commands. I want you to protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves now, men. You're boxing at the bell. God bless you both.
It was 1883 when John L. Sullivan rocked the early MSG. We've seen the greatest heavyweights defend their prized world possessions in this mecca of boxing. Jack Dempsey, Joe Louis, Joe Frazier, Larry Holmes, Lennox Lewis, Vladimir Klitschko, so many, and of course, Muhammad Ali. What a stage, what a setting for AJ's US launch pad as he defends the WBA Super, IBF and WBO titles against former world title challenger, the proud Andy Ruiz Jr. He's won 32 to Joshua's 22, but he's a massive underdog. Do you give Ruiz a chance here, Paulie?
Well, Ruiz has to use his speed. He's coming out with a snappy jab. We'll see how Joshua deals with it, because Joshua has a decent jab of his own.
Did take time to get going against Alexander Povetkin last autumn. First couple of rounds a bit shaky from Joshua, but he got the job done emphatically.
Joshua boxing on the back foot here against Ruiz. We think, well, he's not the bigger guy technically by weight, but by sheer size, he looks like the bigger guy. But right now he's on the back foot. I think he's trying to gauge the speed of Ruiz before he gets on the offensive. Right
hand from Joshua. Ruiz looking for the left hook. He's very big at 19-2. Joshua pretty perfect at 17-9-13 on the scales yesterday. We'll be looking to get that jab penetrating through the guard of Ruiz. And how much will he throw caution to the wind here? The Californian on the Mexican border from Imperial.
See a little bit bruising on the cheek of Ruiz from the Joshua jab, and you can just see how heavy Joshua's hands are. But Ruiz keeping his positioning well. He's looking for something, because he's stalking Joshua, keeping position well when Joshua throws.
He won the first 3 rounds of his first world title challenge out in New Zealand. Andy Ruiz Jr. against Joseph Parker, who's here at ringside and was telling us he does pop Ruiz, he can punch hard, but we know about Joshua's power. 95% knockout ratio.
He's well schooled. I mean, this kid was on the Mexican Olympic team as an amateur. You know, and he's got enough experience both as an amateur and a pro. And you can see he's comfortable in there as he's trying to walk Joshua down and feel him out.
Yeah, I think Joshua's just having a look at him here, though. I think Ruiz has got to be very careful as he tries to close the distance with his feet. Joshua throws a beautiful right uppercut, and I think he's going to try and walk Ruiz onto that.
A sharp jab by Ruiz, though.
We're going to get set with that jab and the distance. While with the left hook, Joshua. Ruiz trying to get the lateral movement going. He's got quick hands, but are the feet quick enough? Trying to put a combination together. Circumspect from Joshua, Paulie.
Yeah, I think it's a feel-out round. Ruiz has been the aggressor here.
Yeah, I agree. I think just Joshua's just taking a look, seeing what's there, trying to throw a few feints out, get his jab going, keep the range.
There was a good jab by Joshua on the back foot.
Yep, timed that well. Anthony Joshua.
Okay, good. Don't drop down to his height. Just box him, use your height and reach. You can't get past the jab if you jab up and down, and then walk into the right hand, okay? Put your legs out, relax. Bit busy with the jab up and down, start shooting the odd 1-2. The odd 1-2, up on your toes, the odd 1-2, bub up. Keep him long, keep him long. Don't look for the hooks yet. Keep him long, jab, jab, backhand. If you can shoot one there, you have to feint.
You see some looks from the last round. Both guys exchanging jabs there. You see Joshua trying to use that retreating jab while Ruiz trying to come forward with the jab there. Joshua timed him well, stepping in with his own jab. Timed out, timed Ruiz.
Jab and a 1-2. Don't have your hands down, all right? Come on, be busy. Come on. Stop him walking in, straight 1-2.
Rob McCracken wants a little more use of the jab. Manny Robles, the excellent trainer in the red corner alongside us, who took Dominic Brazil into that challenge of Anthony Joshua, and he believes Andy Ruiz Jr. is a much better fighter. Good amateur, excellent pro, but he's really trying to go for it, Ruiz, and he got caught there.
He got caught with two big shots there as he came in. Joshua timed him lovely. That little half step, walked him onto the right hand.
Well, he's a Mexican, so he was never going to freeze, was he, Andy Ruiz Jr.? He's going to give it everything he knows at just 5 weeks' notice after that win over Dimitrenko. He's got his opportunity on the grandest, the biggest of American stages here in New York.
And so far, you know, Joshua just being patient with the jab, check left hooks. He's trying to see, I think he's a little, I wouldn't say confused by the stature of Ruiz, but he's trying to see how he can figure out a pinpoint shot to catch him with, because Ruiz keeps himself small.
Got the much smaller guy, possibly the quickest hand speed of anyone that Joshua's fought.
There's no doubt he has fast hands, Ruiz. I think the problem for him, maybe he doesn't have that quick of feet, and as he closes the distance, I think Joshua's going to be able to time him either with the short right hand, left hook combination, or maybe just walk him onto the right uppercut.
Yeah, so far a couple of times he's timed him with a sharp jab on the way in. But I think, you know, as he gets more comfortable, he's going to be looking for some bigger shots with which to time him. Ruiz, though, while he's doing this stalking, should probably mix in a couple of feints in between, just so Joshua doesn't start getting the timing of his aggression.
People confused by Ruiz because of the aesthetic look, but he's a very decent fighter who's proved himself over the years. Maybe not in Joshua's class, but he's got some good results on the record and was a decent amateur too.
Yeah, he was on the Mexican national team as an amateur, and he's, you know, he's not opening himself up for Joshua to pick apart here. You know, he's presenting himself in front of Joshua so far there, and he rode with that right hand.
Yeah, right hand.
Good hook.
Another shot from Joshua, gets out of the way quickly. Boxing well here, the Brit.
Yeah, Joshua boxing well, but I've got to say Ruiz took that shot really well. That was a solid left hook, and he took it well.
Read my mind.
He's always shown a very good chin, durability, never down Andy Ruiz Jr. So much pride and machismo. And such a lovely guy out of the ring as well. With his 4 kids, one's called AJ, I think at least that's a nickname. The Destroyer. Can he make a real mark, a dent on Anthony Joshua? Can he turn the heavyweight division on its head?
when he comes in, just follow it with the right hand now.
So you saw Joshua that time, Ruiz with a right hand on the way in.
Yeah, like I say, Ruiz, he took them shots well. Joshua landed a beautiful left hook. Really snapped the head back, Ruiz. There's that 1-2 as he comes in, but you may see a replay of the left hook. He walked them onto 2, but Ruiz took it really well.
Yeah, a little bit more relaxed. But don't go flat, just use your feet when you're in range. Don't go flat in range, all right? A little bit busier, the jab's killing him and up and down with the right hand.
Just waiting for a hook.
Yeah, but you're going to keep breaking him up with them left rights, okay? Every now and again a hook off the jab, okay?
To the center.
Yeah, and break him down with the reach, come on. Chin down.
Third round, the white trunks and boots of Anthony Joshua. Fight number 23 for the 29-year-old from Watford. Also 29 is Andy Ruiz Jr. in his 34th professional outing. Turned over in 2009. Had a slight spell of inactivity after the Joseph Parker challenge, but he's won all since. And he doesn't look overawed here. Will he be building confidence every minute he's in there, Paulie?
Well, you know, I think he hasn't seen the danger that Joshua can possess, and I think he's getting confident in the fact that he can stand in front of Joshua a couple of times.
Oh, big shot. Beautiful punch from Anthony Joshua. And Andy Ruiz Jr. is down in the third round, and he's down for the first time in his life. And there's the power and the precision of Joshua, just when Ruiz looked like he was making some sort of an impact.
Oh, good shot.
Right hand from Joshua, and Ruiz in big trouble here. And he's going for it. Oh! Ruiz catches Joshua.
Wow!
Anthony Joshua in an unbelievable round here. The count's at 7. Joshua is on bending.
His legs are shaky, Adam.
And he's been down against Vladimir Klitschko. And this is a fire fest. Oh my word! Extraordinary here in the third round in the Garden. What happens next?
And that's Ruiz. He can time you. That's the great thing about Ruiz's positioning. I was mentioning earlier in the fight, he keeps solid positioning on defense, and he can throw back.
Both down in one of the most dramatic heavyweight rounds in such a long time.
Legs are shaky, Adam. Legs are shaky on Joshua.
I don't think Ruiz sees it.
Oh, Andy Ruiz!
At the speed of Ruiz.
He's lobbing the combinations in. Joshua is trying to take him out with a big right hand, but his legs are really wobbly.
Legs are gone, Adam.
A massive upset here unless Joshua holds and somehow gets through the storm.
30 seconds to go. Legs are shaky, Adam. If Ruiz could put the shots together here, Joshua's in trouble.
Ruiz should put together a combination here. I don't know why he's looking for one shot at a time. It's the speed that has put Joshua in bad position, not the one-punch power.
Joshua back behind his jab. That's clever. While the head attempts to clear, but he's been wobbled, shaken, down, and another right hand for Ruiz. Oh, and he's in all sorts of trouble. Again, Joshua. And he's down for the second time. But the bell's going to come. Any second, can he make it up? And this is dire straits for Joshua. And he just about survives. Where's the bell? There! Incredible! And Andy Ruiz is already celebrating. Paulie is a minute enough.
Well, a crazy, exciting round. It felt like a feel-out type of fight, and then suddenly the dynamite came out from both fighters. Here's the first knockdown. Big left hook by AJ, set up by a nice right uppercut, which AJ is known for. But then you see Ruiz time Joshua much the same way Dillian White timed him early in his career, with a nice left hook as Joshua was coming to try to finish Ruiz. And then, of course, A long right hand, Joshua backing up straight, something you never do in boxing, backing up straight in the line. Ruiz followed him with a straight right hand and the follow-up assault.
Paulie, at that stage, Joshua wasn't thinking anything. He was too badly hurt.
He's got a hold.
The knockdown that Ruiz got put down, that was a beautiful right uppercut left hook. He went down heavy, but he was okay. His head wasn't frazzled. You can see he knew where he was. He got straight up. When Joshua got hurt, he didn't know where he was.
Should be interesting now.
Here we go, and Andy Ruiz is going to go for it. And he is making an absolute mockery of the bookies here. Andy Ruiz Jr. Almost nobody outside of his tight team gave him a chance, but he has floored Anthony Joshua twice, having got up off the canvas himself.
And this is what I was saying earlier in the week. Ruiz came out all nice all week, very polite. He plays the mind games. He's a fighter through and through. Because when the bell rings, he's come out fighting.
And now he knows he couldn't hurt Joshua, but Joshua's punch has bounced off the chin of Ruiz. And will it come down to the toughness and the chin here?
Well, Ruiz has shown a great chin already. He went down big off that uppercut left hook, but you know what? He knew where he was straight away. He went down heavy, but you could see he was okay. He knew where he was, and he got straight up.
We've seen some amazing rounds in the heavyweight division. Bo Holyfield won. The 10th springs to mind. AJ Klitschko a couple there. That third round, Joshua.
And Ruiz fainting on that back foot. You see him now getting into rhythm.
And Ruiz shed 3 knockdowns. Amazing 3 minutes that.
Amazing round, you know, and I'll tell you one thing, if Andy Ruiz pulls this upset off, this would be right up there with Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson.
You see now Ruiz is trying to wonder what he's doing. But it's up to Ruiz to go try to finish Joshua. Joshua wants this kind of pace.
But I think he's okay now, Ruiz. I think he knows, you know what, I've got the power to hurt you, I can be patient.
Yeah, but in reality, he's the one that's got to be making the fight right now, because Joshua likes this kind of pace. This pace early in the fight, he was comfortable.
The gold gloves, and he's grabbing that golden ticket. Andy Ruiz Jr., can he finish the job? We talked about banana skins. Lennox Lewis losing to Oliver McCall and to Hasim Rahman, totally unexpected. Everyone thought Joshua would breeze through Ruiz Jr. Deontay Wilder set the standard a couple of weeks ago, icing out Dominic Breazeale, and the pressure was on Joshua to respond.
So I think Ruiz is happy to be patient now. He knows he has the power to hurt Joshua. He took the big shot from Joshua and recovered, so I think he's quite comfortable in there right now.
And more importantly, Joshua knows that Ruiz can hurt him, so now Joshua has to kind of second-guess himself and readjust to this fight.
And in doing that, Paulie, he's going to burn nervous energy a lot quicker than he was when he was in control.
Looking for the right hand, Joshua, who showed such a battling heart against Vladimir Klitschko when on the brink of defeat. And he's been down twice here and on the verge of losing that perfect record and his world titles. What happens next?
All that happened was you hurt him and you rushed in and he caught you. Put your legs out. All you got to do
The third round, when he got badly hurt.
There's that left hook. It landed up round the ear near the temple. The equilibrium completely went, and he did not recover throughout the whole round. He went down there, legs were gone. He got up, and you see Ruiz just comes thundering in. Lovely right hand down the middle. Great combination. Right hand, left hook, right hand combo, and Joshua was in all sorts of trouble there. He needed that bout to come when it did.
Defending with your head movement and your hands, all right? Keep the hands up when you're boxing. Don't come down. What shot was it? He caught you with a hook because you loaded up, all right? So let's just keep the hands up. Listen, you're back in the game. Jab, jab, right hand, calm. You'll break him down, you can do this. If you stay busy for 2 rounds, you can do this. Come on.
A smile, a wry one from Anthony Joshua, but Robert McCracken imploring him to stay busy. Now he's light on his feet, Andy Ruiz Jr. He believes he's going to become Mexico's first heavyweight champion, and he's got so close, closer than, well, virtually anyone.
Almost anyone except maybe for Klitschko.
Yeah. His father and brother in the corner, the family affair. Andy Ruiz Jr. as the noise reverberates here for AJ and the British fans.
Robert McCracken wants Joshua to get busy, but the risk with Joshua getting busy is if he's not creative enough, he's going to get beaten to the punch by the speed of Ruiz. So Joshua has to be not only busy, but he's also got to be technical with that busyness and a bit creative so that Ruiz does not time him the way he did earlier.
You can see Joshua's looking for that half step back, looking to chop the right hand over the top.
Just down at his nose there with his right glove. Anthony Joshua has had problems with that before against Carlos Takam. Takam, a late notice.
There's that right hand
replacement as well, just like Ruiz.
Joshua looking to set that right hand up, trying to walk Ruiz onto it. Ruiz got to be careful as he comes in. I think he needs to throw a few more feints.
I think Joshua's leery of using the right uppercut because he knows Ruiz is known for his left hook. So he's trying to use that straight right hand because I think with Ruiz crouching down a little bit and already being shorter, he can be there for the right uppercut, be timed underneath his jab. But Joshua has not looked for it. He looks for more for that pull counter right hand over the top.
Yeah, because he's trying to keep the distance.
Must be fairly educated too from Ruiz Jr., who hasn't panicked. Making a mockery of the pre-fight predictions and also the difference in physical stature, technical skills. Right hand to the body from Anthony Joshua, a big left hook. Here comes AJ.
But this is where Joshua's got to be careful when he catches Ruiz and he comes thundering in. That's when he can get countered.
Because unlike most guys, Ruiz doesn't panic. He just kind of waits on you and times you.
He's standing firm, Andy Ruiz Jr. When he was a kid, he boxed grown men. He's a tough, tough sort. All that Mr. Nice Guy out of the ring, holding the belts, wanting pictures with Anthony Joshua. Well, now we know.
I mentioned it earlier today, Adam. We were in our production meeting. I mentioned it earlier today.
A full sense of security and a right hand from Ruiz at the end of another intriguing round here in New York.
Come on, listen. All you got to do is be a little bit busier. That's all you got to do. Just sit down. All you got to do is a little bit busier. Box a little bit more. Bit more jabs and right hands, okay? A little bit busier, all right? Listening. Swallow. Listen to me. Listen. If you win this fight, you just got to be busy. You got to meet with the reach. You don't need to be looking for hooks. Jab, right hand. If you're catching, don't look for power. Look to box. Because you're walking into the shots. It's when you look for hooks, he caught you. Don't look for hooks. Yeah, he caught you with a hook because you've loaded up with your own hook. Jab, right hand. Listen, we've got to win these rounds now, mate. Come on, let's get into gear now. Come on, let's get boxing again.
What will he come out and do?
He'll come out and he'll try and stalk him, throw hooks, he'll try and rush out. Hit with a 1-2. Box, all straight stuff. The odd hook. Come on, hands up. Busier, Josh.
Many people in the trade felt that Andy Ruiz Jr. was a great deal better than those odds suggested. Remember, he's had Anthony Joshua down twice. He's been on the floor once himself. And it's a real battle here at the Garden.
And you see Ruiz react. You see what I'm saying? If Joshua opens up, Ruiz stays calm and he reacts with quick, sharp shots. So again, Joshua has to be careful when he gets in offensive mode.
It might not be the early dramatic statement from Anthony Joshua that most people felt would happen, but it is a scintillating fight. It really is. Matt's got it level. Paulie's got Ruiz one up. It's all to fight for. Who's going to win this?
I'm not sure, Adam. I think Ruiz is very dangerous, and Joshua certainly has the firepower. He has the power to hurt Ruiz, and there's a good left hook from Ruiz. I think when Joshua hurts Ruiz, he's got to be careful because Ruiz is very good at countering with those short punches when Joshua kind of falls in.
And what's Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury and Dillian White and all them making of this?
Well, they're probably licking their chops right now.
Wilder with that incredible highlight reel knockout.
Blood streaming down the nose of Joshua, so obviously the jab has probably been landing for Ruiz as well.
Yep, he was dabbing at that earlier, giving him problems. Still, Ruiz comes forward.
Nice short right hand from Ruiz. Joshua trying to feint the jab, trying to throw that left hook, quick left hook around the side.
I'm going to go on a wing here. Joshua just never looked into this fight. I'm telling you, I think he got caught up with all the nice guy stuff with Ruiz, and he just never had that mean streak in him, and he's just caught off guard by Ruiz being this dangerous.
Again, backing off. Anthony Joshua looking for his jab. Who's going to deal with a pace better as well? Remember, Anthony Joshua's only gone 12 rounds once against Joseph Parker. Ruiz much more experienced at the longer fights.
Yeah, I think I've got to say, boy, there's no doubt that Anthony Joshua is physically prepared for 12 hard rounds, but has he been mentally prepared for 12 hard rounds?
Especially in this fight where I think he got caught up with this guy stuff.
Ruiz working the body, switches to the head really nicely. And hands down of Joshua. Is he feeling the pace again?
Yep. Yeah, by Ruiz. I think he felt those body shots by Ruiz as well.
Definitely. Throws possibly the best body shots of any heavyweight, Andy Ruiz.
Good body shot again. Lovely short right hand into the body, and then he finished upstairs with a jab.
This is an incredible performance so far from Andy Ruiz Jr. It really is.
And he's so nonchalant, the way he's stalking Ruiz, the way he's stalking Joshua. No emotion on his face.
He said to me on Monday that he would make everybody eat their words and that he will win this fight come what may.
He's acting like he belongs so far.
What you've got to do is start throwing you 1-2s, all right? Have a drink, all right? All you got to do is throw you 1-2s, mate, and shoot the odd body shot down. That's all you got to do, all right? Why am I feeling like this? You've just got to time him. If you hit him, you'll slow him right down, all right?
Looks a bit lethargic in the corner to me. Anthony Joshua, Robert McCracken, more animated than we normally see him.
There's just seeing a beautiful body shot there from Ruiz. Then he finishes up. There's that body shot and then goes back upstairs with a jab. I think Joshua looked a bit panicky. He was asking Robert McCracken, what's he going to do? What's he going to do? You know, is it what Ruiz going to come out and do? I don't think he ever expected or dreamed to be in this position.
Right long, and then look what you're around the side. The jab in the right hand. Come on. Uppercut and hook as well inside. When you block, uppercut hook. Come on. Be busier though, Josh.
Second half of this compelling WBA Super IBF and WBO heavyweight title fight. The defense, of course, for Anthony Joshua, the big American debut. He's been on the floor twice. He's hauled himself up. And Andy Ruiz Jr. ahead for you, Paulie.
Yeah, he's ahead for me now by 2 points.
I got him one round up.
What can Joshua do? Right hand from Ruiz. Here he comes again. And Joshua tottering and teetering it down for the third time in the fight. And it's all going horribly wrong for AJ.
7, 8,
His dream debut turning into a nightmare. Andy Ruiz Jr. has so much time left in this, the 7th round. Can he take it and write his own history? Down for the 4th time. And the gun chills out. And Anthony Joshua could be counted out here. He just about gets to his feet.
He's going to do well to get through this round, Adam. He's badly hurt here, Joshua.
His legs have gone. A minute 45 to go. And we are witnessing one of the biggest shocks in modern heavyweight
What's the
history.
delay here?
What is the referee doing?
Wow, he's waved it off.
Wow.
Andy Ruiz Jr. becomes the first Mexican heavyweight champion as Anthony Joshua is stabbed down 4 times and loses for the first time in his professional life. The American debut goes up in smoke. It was a thriller from start to finish, but Andy Ruiz Jr. with one of the biggest shocks, the biggest upsets you will see.
That's got to be right up there, Adam, with the biggest upsets in boxing history. Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas is another one that comes to mind, but that's certainly the biggest upset I've ever sat ringside live in an event. You know, I knew Andy Ruiz was a lot better than people give him credit for, but even in the wildest of anyone's imagination, I never envisaged that ever happening. I thought Josh would be too big and too good, and I just could not see him losing the fight.
Big smile on Anthony Joshua's face He'll be full of respect for Andy Ruiz Jr. That's the sort of guy he is. But no one could have predicted what happened tonight. Andy Ruiz Jr. and his family and Manny Robles believed. But Anthony Joshua thought he just had to turn up.
I'm telling you, he's so sly. All week, asking to take pictures with Joshua, high-fiving him, asking to take pictures with the belts like a fan. I'm telling you, he played everybody for suckers all week, and then on fight night, he showed up to fight.
The team, Joshua's team, surely believed it was a fairly comfortable night's work. Andy Ruiz Jr. People were saying, who's the fat Mexican? Who's the chubby boy who eats the chocolate bars? Well, he's had the last laugh in a dramatic heavyweight encounter that's right up there in the history of big upsets that are littered through this division. You just never know, Matt.
Never know. You just, boxing is like no other sport. Look at Ruiz there, both hands, beautiful straight right hand in the middle. And Joshua, he never recovered from that, was badly hurt, legs were gone. And, you know, as much as me and Paulie said that Ruiz was a really good fight, better fighter than Gerald Miller, but we've got to be honest, Paulie, we never seen that coming.
No, of course not. But McCracken kept imploring Joshua to get busy, and this is why Joshua's always leery of getting busy. Every time he tried to open up with power shots, Ruiz kept beating him to the punch with timing and speed. Here, Joshua tried to open up with a hook. They traded hooks, and then right off of that, Ruiz reacted right after that quicker than did Joshua.
What an amazing night for Andy Ruiz Jr. A wonderful, humble guy who's done it the hard way. He told Eddie Hearn that he would give Joshua the best fight, and he has delivered on the biggest night of his life. And all the talk of Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, maybe it was a distraction for Anthony Joshua, but what happened in the ring, unbelievable, and enormous credit to Ruiz Jr.
Enormous credit to Ruiz Jr., and I believe Joshua can still come back. You know, this is a learning experience. One career does not make or break your career.
Paulie. Look what happened with Lennox Lewis, Oliver McCall. You know, it happens, it's boxing.
And I think people will be more curious about Joshua's career now, how he's going to come back from this.
Wonderful scenes for Andy Ruiz Jr. and Manny Robles. Such a tight-knit team. And really, we are stunned here at the
Madison Square Garden. Referee Michael Griffin steps in and calls a halt to the contest. The official time, 1 minute, 27 seconds, round number 7. The winner by TKO victory, and now the new unified IBO, IBF, WBA, WBO heavyweight champion of the world, Andy Destroyer Ruiz Jr.
He told us he'd hear those words. Andy Ruiz Jr., the world heavyweight champion, WBA, IBF, and WBO, as Anthony Joshua loses for the first time.
And one more thing, Adam, the first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world in the history of this sport. He's written his name in the annals of boxing history.
Forever. We've had the likes of Julio Cesar Chavez and Barrera and Morales and Marquez, the lighter fighters, but who'd have thought it at heavyweight? 9 previous challenges as a Mexican, and Andy Ruiz is the one who delivers. Incredible!
Unbelievable, Adam. He's chubby, he's baby-faced, but he can fight, and he proved it.
Can't judge a book by its cover. The funny thing is, he went right back to being a kid again. All week he acted like a kid, like a fan. As soon as the fight was stopped, he jumped up and down like a kid. Now he's back and taking pictures with Joshua like a kid. He goes back to his normal self.
He said to me on Monday, I want to high-five Anthony Joshua. I said, please don't. We don't need that. It was all the kidology.
Yes, the art of war.
Boxing, man, you just could not make it up.
You couldn't write it, but for all the sadness for the AJ fans, think of this guy and what he's been through. Andy Ruiz Jr. has his night. What a night. He's in the history books forever. Yes, there'll be a rematch, I'm sure, but it's his golden ticket that has come off. Wow.
Andy, congratulations. For the longest time, Buster Douglas's knockout of Mike Tyson was viewed as the biggest upset in heavyweight history. This gives it a run for its money. What are you feeling right now?
Man, I just want to thank God for giving me this victory. Without him, this wouldn't have been possible. And I just feel so good, man. This is what I've been dreaming about. This is what I've been working hard for. And I can't believe I just made my dreams come true. Man, I just want to thank all my team, Al Heyman, Eddie Hearns, my dad, my whole family. And sky's the limit, baby.
You said all along you shouldn't be underestimated in a fight like this. You said you basically had 15 weeks of training camp. You were ready for a fight like this. What changed for you in the third round of the fight when you put him down twice after taking that knockdown? What happened in that round?
I don't know, man. That was my first time getting dropped on the floor. But you know what? It just made me stronger. It made me want it even more. And I just had to knock him down back, you know? So I just thank God, man, so much.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power? You took that big shot, but you kept moving forward. Just like against Dimitrenko, you kept moving forward.
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me. So talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
After that third round, it just didn't look like he recovered at any point. Could you sense that in the ring?
I could, but I didn't want to throw everything that I got. I wanted to hunt him down even more, work the body, work the head, and we just listened to the game plan with my Manny Roach and Manny Robles and Estrellita, and we just pulled it off, man.
There's a rematch clause to this contract. Are you expecting them to exercise it? Do you want that next fight?
Of course, man. Right now, I just want to celebrate. I just made history, baby, for Mexico.
You are the first Mexican-American heavyweight champion. What does that mean to you?
It means everything, man. This is what I've been dreaming about since I was 6 years old. If it wasn't for my dad, I wouldn't be here.
Listen, you're a good team. Let me say, can we give a round of applause for Andy Ruiz, the new heavyweight champion? Listen, big respect, Andy. Big respect. Big respect. Good fighter. Thank you, America. Thank you, everyone, for coming out this evening. Sorry I let my fans down. Sorry I let my supporters down. I'm going to make a move. Big respect. Enjoy this moment, and we'll be seeing you again.
Thank you, man.
AJ, let me turn to you for a second here. Let me just ask you about... Okay, Eddie. This certainly was a shocker to have something like this happen. What do you think happened out there?
Well, AJ got sloppy. It was a beautiful combination in, I think, the third round. He was in total control of the fight. Got sloppy, got caught, and never recovered. I thought at times he might have recovered in those rounds. But listen, tonight belongs to Andy Ruiz. It's a massive upset. AJ will be back 100%. We'll make the rematch in the UK in November, December, but tonight deserves and belongs to Andy Ruiz. He made history. It was a massive heavyweight shock tonight. It'll go down in history as a very, very big one. And now we'll see what AJ's about. I know he's got the heart of a lion. He'll be back, he'll rebuild. And at least we know how opponent is for the end of the year. It's going to be a big rematch in the UK, but Ruiz deserves it tonight.
We have seen Anthony Joshua recover from big shots before. Vladimir Klitschko put him down. AJ rallied to win that fight. Why was he not able to recover from Andy Ruiz's assault?
I don't know. He looked flat at times. He got hit on the top of the head when he was sloppy after he looked like he had Ruiz out. It was an incredible third round. It was a great fight, and he'll learn a lot from this. You know, mountaintops and valleys, as they say. This is a massive blow for him, but he will be back. I know he'll be even hungrier now, and maybe this is what he needs. You know, every now and again you get a defeat like this, he's got to bounce back, and he'll have another shot at Ruiz later this year, but he needs to win. It's a must-win fight now.
Are you expecting to exercise immediate rematch clause go into later this year?
Absolutely, and Andy Ruiz will believe he can win the rematch. You know, and if he does, then, you know, he's in an unbelievable position. He already is. But AJ's got to rebuild, come back stronger, let the fire burn inside him. He's got to want this back. You know, this is amazing. It was an amazing experience. Thank you so much to the UK fans that travelled. But tonight goes down as a huge upset. AJ will rebuild. He's a true warrior in this sport. He tries every day to improve. He will be devastated when this sinks in. and he's got to use that hunger to bounce back and win this rematch.
Thanks, Eddie.
People are talking about Buster Douglas and Tyson, maybe not as big as that, but certainly Lennox Lewis a couple of times. Here's Andy with AJ.
AJ, commiserations. You've lost your unbeaten record. What went wrong tonight?
Ooh, just in front of a good fighter. Boxing is a tough sport, but I train hard, I stay dedicated. And I just got beat by a good fighter tonight, and it'll be interesting to see how far he can go. So good luck to him, but I've got to bounce back. And this is all part of the story and the journey.
The fight changed in the third round. You had him down and you had him hurt, and then did you maybe get involved in a swing-up that you didn't need to get involved in?
Fighter at heart, boxer by trade. Do you know what I mean? So, but look, he done well. He done what he had to do. Everyone's come out for a good night of boxing. It's got people talking, so more life to the heavyweight division.
Did you think you were going to come back into it, though? You seemed to get your legs back under you, and then every time you threw, he seemed to just beat you to the counter, maybe?
Well, you know, when your legs are all over the gap, you're just trying to stabilise your mind, your whole body. It's the first time really like that in a heavyweight fight. The one with Klitschko, I was just tired, but he's a very grounded fighter. With me, they can't box with me, so they just look for big shots, so I just got to work on being a bit more stronger on my base. But congratulations to the first ever heavyweight Mexican champion.
What about the ending? You were shaking your head there. Was it just a little bit of confusion? Now you've had a few minutes to think about it.
It's upsetting. My team, like, we put together a strong team. You know, White Sea Sissoko, Okoli, Somali boxer, good bunch of team with 258 management, and I'm the first one to take a loss, but we bounced back.
Heard talk of a rematch. Will you exercise that straight away? Is that what you want to do? Just get straight back into the fire and rematch him straight away?
I've got to get that fucking, sorry about my language.
That's okay, apologies, I know you're emotional.
That armory, that solid armory, but this is the risk we take, innit? But we'll bounce back. But congratulations to him, do you know what I mean? Every fighter deserves respect, so congratulations to him.
Heard some talking commentary that he's a lovely guy. He's very disarming, wanted a photo with you, wanted to shake your hand. Did he maybe just, I don't know, maybe diffuse you a little bit, that you didn't have that fear factor?
No, I respect every fight. Once you're in there, it's like, it's guts and glory. But this is all part of like the legacy and the story. It's how strong I come back. But I look forward to seeing where I went wrong, but I'll bounce back in it. He's a champ for now. Just put that in mind, he's a champ for now. I shall return.